Have you ever wondered why your hair still doesn't feel healthy even though you gave up using heat a long time ago? You stopped flat ironing, you barely blow dry, you've been protecting your hair, and yet it still feels dry, your ends still don't look right, and your hair still isn't behaving the way you expected. And at some point, that makes you start questioning everything your products, your routine, even your hair itself. So let me ask you this: if heat was really the problem, wouldn't avoiding it have fixed this by now? Welcome to day 15 of my 30 Days to Healthier Hair series, where I help you get a better understanding of your hair so you don't have to keep starting your healthy hair journey over and over. Today, I'm talking about the different types of damage that are interfering with your length retention journey. I know heat damage is the one most talked about online, but it is definitely not the only one. And once you understand that, a lot of your frustration starts to make sense. Now, let me be clear, heat damage is probably the most common type of damage you see on the internet because it's visual, it's dramatic, it's I straighten my hair and my curls don't snap back the same. So, yes, heat damage is real and it deserves to be part of the conversation. What most people don't realize is that damage doesn't always show up dramatically, a lot of it shows up quietly through behavior. And before we go any further, I need you to understand this: frizz is not damage. Dryness is not damage. Breakage is not the cause, it's the result. Those are signals. Damage is what happens when those signals are ignored. One of the biggest mistakes I see is people confusing symptoms with damage. Frizz, that's a symptom. Dry hair, that's a condition. Hair breaking, that's the outcome. Your hair isn't misbehaving, it's communicating. Most people just haven't been taught how to listen. So, as I go through these types of damage, I want you to listen for this pattern. When you notice this, think this. That's how you stop guessing. Let's start with heat damage. When you notice that your curl pattern doesn't return after proper shampooing and conditioning, your hair feels limp or lifeless consistently, or that your hair stops responding to moisture altogether, think this: heat may be involved, but here's the part people miss. One bad silk press does not equal permanent heat damage. I promise you, it doesn't. Now, what that silk press can do is reveal damage that was already there, and a loss of curl pattern alone is not enough information. Heat damage happens when heat is layered on top of poor prep, poor conditioning, and no time for recovery. Heat doesn't destroy hair, poor heat practices do. Then there's mechanical damage. This is one of the most common types of damage I see, and it has nothing to do with heat. When you notice that your hair breaks during detangling, you hear snapping sounds when styling your hair, or that your ends are thinner, think, how am I handling my hair? Your hands can damage your hair faster than a flat iron, believe it or not. This can be through rough detangling, excessive tension, tight hairstyles, using the wrong tools, using too much tension, or constant manipulation. No product can fix rough handling. And here's one most people never take into consideration. I like to call it moisture neglect or dehydration damage. This is where a lot of people get stuck. So when you notice that your hair always feels dry no matter what you use, your ends look frayed but not necessarily split, or your hair feels stiff instead of flexible, think about this: what am I missing in my routine? Not what product, but what component of the routine. Am I missing moisture? Am I missing hydration? Dry hair is not a hair type, it is a condition. If your hair always feels dry, the issue is usually that you don't shampoo enough, you're skipping conditioner or using the wrong conditioner, you're over clarifying, or you're not understanding hydration versus moisture. This is exactly why I created my healthy hair planner, because when you don't track what you're doing, everything feels random, even when it's not. The planner helps you to notice patterns in dryness and breakage, track what products your hair actually responds to, stop switching products every week, and build consistency instead of confusion. Healthy hair isn't accidental, it's intentional. I'll leave the link to the planner in the description, and you can use code YouTube for an exclusive discount. Next up is chemical damage, and chemical damage isn't just relaxer, it includes color, bleach, overlapping chemical services, and improper aftercare when you get a chemical service. When you notice that your texture changes weeks or months after a chemical service, or that your hair feels weaker when you use heat, this is a delayed result. Chemical damage doesn't always show up immediately, sometimes it waits. And then, even the environment and your lifestyle can have a role in the health of your hair. So, if you notice that your routine hasn't changed, but your hair feels off, you have scalp irritation or buildup, or sudden dryness or shedding, it could be your environment. Things such as hard water, sun exposure, buildup of sweat, stress, and scalp neglect. Your hair is part of your body, it's not separate from it. And let me say this because someone needs to hear it. A lot of people cut their hair or swear off heat when the real issue was never damaged to begin with. And misdiagnosing your hair will keep you stuck. Okay, what I want you to do from here on out when it comes to your hair is to start asking the right questions. Most people ask, what damaged my hair? Do I need to cut it all off? What product should I buy next? Is heat ruining my hair? These questions don't help because they're reactive. They're asked in frustration, usually after something has already happened. They force yes or no answers, and hair doesn't work that way. These are better questions to ask. What does my hair consistently respond to? Not what worked once, not what looked good last week. We want to know what works most of the time. For example, does your hair feel better when you shampoo weekly versus monthly? Does it behave better when you deep condition every shampoo? Does your hair thrive with heat occasionally versus none at all? This will train you to look for patterns and not just moments. The next question I want you to ask yourself is, what does my hair struggle with repeatedly? Because one bad day is information, but the same problem over and over is insight. For example, are your ends always dry? Does your hair always break during detangling? Does your hair always frizz up after day 3? Repeated struggle points tell you where your routine is weak. Next, ask yourself, when does my hair behave its worst? And what happened before that? This is huge. Hair doesn't change randomly, it responds to what happened before. For example, does your hair always break after you wear a protective style? Does your hair always become dry after you skip your conditioner? Does your hair frizz up after you pile on a lot of products? This teaches you to have cause and effect thinking. Another question is, what am I doing out of habit, not because it works? This is the uncomfortable one because a lot of routines are inherited, not intentional. For example, using a clarifying shampoo every wash day, avoiding heat out of fear, or detangling dry hair because that's how you learn to do it. Wearing the same styles because they're familiar. Familiar doesn't mean effective. This one is very important in the foundation of this series. What is my hair telling me? Your hair can speak through texture, elasticity, and manageability. For example, if your hair is snapping, that's stress on the hair. If it's stiff, that's a sign of dehydration. And if your hair tangles a lot, that's friction. Once you stop reacting emotionally, your hair becomes easier to understand. Better hair doesn't come from better products, it comes from better questions. When you stop asking what damaged my hair and start asking what does my hair consistently respond to, you stop starting over. If this video helped you see your hair a little differently, let me know in the comments and be honest. Are you doing something in your hair care routine that might be contributing to damage without realizing it? Subscribe so you don't miss out on the rest of this series. And don't be stingy, share this with a friend who wants healthier hair in the new year.